Are we ready for a market pullback, or is Micron, Nvidia, AMD, Sofi, are they all ready to rip? Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, money makers. We got a lot to talk about today. All I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes. Smishity smash that like button because likes are for free, and let's get into it. Please read the disclaimer. So yesterday, like I said, was a very interesting day in the stock market. The indexes kind of finished on a flat day. There were some that jumped up. There were some that pulled back. Nvidia continued its pulling down. Nvidia actually officially entered correction territory after dumping 11.3% in just 8 trading sessions. 650 billion has been wiped out of Nvidia's market cap over the same period. Huawei's new chip architecture is now directly challenging the hardware scarcity narrative that supported Nvidia's 5 trillion valuation. And we have seen Nvidia come down to this support level. You can see it closed right at the support level. So that was a very interesting kind of trading day there for Nvidia. You can see it dropped under, but it ended up closing above that support level. We'll see what Nvidia continues to do. We talked about it after earnings, how it could potentially sell off here if the earnings were not as good as expected. And that exactly is what has happened over the past 8 trading sessions since the earnings. Palantir continues its consolidation, its levels here at 132. AMD also pulled back. So after breaking that 500 level yesterday in trading, we did not see it hold the 500 level. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with AMD. AMD trying to get to that $1 trillion valuation. I think there is earnings coming up soon. I turn off earnings here. This is, by the way, this is TradingView. If you're using TradingView, this is how you go and you can see where the earnings were. Oh, there's a little bit time till earnings, August 4th. So there's a long time, right? We have to get through half of the summer. But it's going to be interesting to see, can we get that $1 trillion valuation there for AMD? I think there's going to be a push to try to do that after Micron was able to get to 1 trillion a few days ago. Also, another 3% movement to the upside, ending up at 928, but still couldn't get over that 1,000 level. It looked like pre-market we might get to the 1,000 valuation there for Micron. But it stopped there at 984. And actually, I want to put a resistance area right at where that finished pre-market, just so I can see today if it potentially tries to do that again. If there is a breakout, that could be an opportunity for a little bit of a day trade there, but or it could get rejected and a potential of some sort of day trade to this support level. So we'll see what happens with that. But it had again a plus day, 3.63%, continues to rise, continues to show massive bullishness here for Micron, and we'll continue to track it. Iron had a very good day after pulling back a little bit. Interestingly, had a little bit of a pullback, also had a 13%. Since it dipped down here, it's up 48% in 10 trading days. So showing again strength in these stocks that have some sort of AI related. Not all of them, yesterday it was kind of a mixed bag. Quantum stocks were a mixed bag. Energy stocks were kind of a mixed bag. Enphase continues to dominate, also on this massive run up since the low here at the beginning of May, up 135% here for Enphase. So continuing to show real strength. There's many stocks that are popping right now. But again, if you look at the indexes are, small movements. That's because, again, the indexes are heavily weighted by what's happening with the top dogs. There's already a lot of trillion-dollar stocks, which is kind of amazing. I remember when Apple was the first one to cross that trillion-dollar stock level, and now it's at 4.5. But interesting, is Nvidia still top dog? Yeah, Nvidia is still at 5.14. But there's so many trillion-dollar stocks right now. I think there's like 7 or 8 of them. It could be even more. It's kind of wild. There's so many companies, but there is a little bit of concern actually, I just want to talk about SoFi, but before we talk to the concern, so SoFi, after pulling back a little bit yesterday, did have a 1.19% gain in yesterday's trading. We'll see what will happen with SoFi. We made a whole video on SoFi the day before yesterday, so 2 days ago. And we talked about the possibilities and the breakouts and the support and the levels that I was looking at. If you're interested, go and watch that. You can see a little bit where we are in potential with SoFi stock. It will be very interesting to see what happens. Now, there are concerns. Before we get to the concerns, I just want to remind you that this video is for educational purposes, for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Very, very important. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe and smash that like button. So, when we're looking at what's happening, the US military has conducted new strikes against Iran after Iran launched drones at ships in the Strait of Hormuz, according to the Wall Street Journal. US forces shot down Iranian drones and hit a drone control station at a major port city in southern Iran located on the Strait of Hormuz. US officials say the site posed a threat to US forces and commercial traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. US F-18 jets were used to strike the ground control unit at the port city in Iran. The strikes come amid crucial US-Iranian negotiations. And the Iranian IRGC releases a statement saying that it retaliated to the US strike on Iranian military positions in the Strait of Hormuz by attacking a US airbase in Kuwait. In their statement, the IRG says aggression will not be unanswered. And we're seeing oil prices come up here. So again, we'll see what happens with this whole situation, although it did pull back. So it jumped all the way to 92. And over the last hour or so, it's pulled back a little bit. It was all the way down at 87 yesterday and popped up to 92. So again, the uncertainty around the you could call it a peace agreement or a ceasefire agreement is still very, very wobbly. I am very pessimistic right now about the potential of an agreement there. There's a lot of things that I'm seeing that I do not think that the Iranians will straight out agree to. So that means that Trump is not going to get what he wants. He wants some 1, 2, 3, right? No nuclear, Abraham Accords and things like that. I don't think he's going to get all what he wants. I think the Iranians are not going to bow down to that. And so this could prolong for a very long time. And the question is, when does his patience end? I think we're going to have to watch the yields again and see if the yields get low enough, there might be a little bit more wiggle room for him to be a little bit more aggressive. So we'll see if that happens. Okay. But in Asia, the markets are not liking this at all. Crypto's down as well. You can see Taiwan stock market down 3%, South Korea, Kospi down 3%, the Nikkei down 1.5%. So the Asian markets are not liking this situation right now. And so this could trickle down to the stock market today. Just be very careful if you're day trading. There could be volatility. Futures are down as well. You can see on the S&P 500 right now, although they were a little bit lower and they did pop up, you can see this is futures. So there was about a 0.5%, but now it's come back a little bit. So it's only down 0.38% on the futures. I'm looking at this. This is the future trading. So we'll see potentially what can come out of that in the next, 12 hours, right? I'm recording this very early, so pre-market hasn't even opened up yet. Interestingly, if you've been tracking, I don't want to pronounce his name, but let's just say Leopold, right? And his amazing run in the AI sector, and his massive rise to stardom, right, in the investing community. He disclosed that he has a stake in NBIS. So watch out for that. There could be people that are flowing to that because he is, right? Same way people, would go to what Warren Buffett's doing or what Cathie Wood was doing back in 2021. I don't know about today, right? She's lost some of her pizzazz. But, sometimes when someone big invests in something, so then people go with the flow. Also, starting on July 4th, every American newborn will be eligible to receive $1,000 to invest in the stock market, according to the Wall Street Journal. The program would give children an early start into building long-term wealth through market exposure from birth. Again, this could affect long-term all the money that's coming into the stock market and could be good for long-term investors in the stock market. Meta, Facebook, with an interesting news last night. Actually, when the news came out, you can see the stock jumped there. This is Meta is getting into AI subscription game, expanding paid subscription globally on Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp, while testing new AI creator and business plans under the Meta One brand. Consumer plans are expected to around $299 to $399, while Meta is also testing AI tiers, with the higher tier offering more capacity for complex prompts, deeper reasoning, and increased image and video generation. It looks like Zuckerberg is starting to position subscription as Meta's major next revenue stream beyond advertising. So again, that could be very interesting for Meta as well. A Robinhood with some interesting data. Marvel, also a chip stock that has also been on a amazing run. It was all the way down in the 40s, 30s even, and now it's almost at 200. That was an amazing run as well. Reported revenue beating estimates with adjusted EPS of zero point 0.8, where the estimates were 0.679. And you can see that the stock went kind of crazy after hours, but interesting to see if that will affect anything happening on the the rest of the kind of ecosystem. The company did raise its fiscal 2027 revenue outlook to nearly 11.5 billion and projected fiscal 2028 revenue of 16.5 billion, driven by strong AI and data center demand. So we'll see what will happen with that. A few more things. If you're interested, go follow Amit on Twitter. Every single day has like this full market recap. It's really good. I don't just want to parrot what he's tweeting there, but it will be very interesting to see what is going to happen today in the markets. My eye is very itchy. I'm sorry about that. This is part of the Avi experience, right? You get the technical difficulty time. So let me know in the comment section a few things. What do you think the market's going to do today? Are you invested in any of the stocks that we talked about? Or are you planning to invest in any of the stocks that we talked about? That could be Micron, Nvidia, Sofi, Palantir, and NBIS, IRAN. Are you invested in any of those? Marvel, Facebook, Meta, right? And what are you looking at the markets? Do you think that the markets are in a bubble? Do you think that we're close to a reversal? What do you think Nvidia is going to do right now after this like 10% pullback? 10%, it's a lot, right, for the biggest stock in the world. Is that concerning to you, or are you buying the dip? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe and to smash that like button. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.